I just had a chest day that was so good. I feel compelled to share it with you. I know I just made a chest video the other day, and I think that was part of why my chest day at the gym was so fantastic. But the workout was insane. Okay, I've never been so sore from a chest day like in years. And this is the first chest day that not only was my chest sore the next day, my triceps, everything good, everything muscular was sore the next day. Okay, it was absolutely incredible. So that's why today, obviously, I made a PowerPoint for you guys. I want to share with you the most diabolical chest day that I've had in a very long time. Okay, and luckily, I have a little diary where I write everything down. So I was able to capture the entire thing. Right. So I got it in here for you. I wrote it out. We're going to walk through the whole workout, and at the end, I have a little slide for you so that you can screenshot that, and it just has the entire workout. So you can screenshot the workout, save it in your phone. If you want to, take it to the gym, you can, easily follow along on the screenshot. And if you notice, we're kind of offset today because we have Doggo Cam. We have Doggo Cam today, my Pomeranian in the back. Okay, so he's graced us with our presence while we talk about the chesticles. All right, so without further ado, let's get into it, okay? Credentials, right? Okay, credentials, that's me. I don't think we need to say anything else. There we go. I'm a little fat right now because I'm bulking, all right? Okay, but, not too fat yet. Still feeling good, okay? All right, so what are we covering today? All right, obviously we're going to be talking about chest, but what exactly? I'm going to walk you through the workout. In particular, there was one event that was chest changing halfway through the workout. Well, more than halfway through the workout. There was one event where I got lucky, okay? And I think this is going to be a big testament to why I think it's important to talk to other people, learn from other people, and work out with other people. Not only just work out by yourself, right? Because I usually work out by my lonesome almost all the time, almost exclusively. But if you do get a chance to work out with somebody new, you should give it a try. And that is why we're talking about chest today. Okay, so what did I do? Why was the chest day so good? Okay, why was it so delicious and supple? Okay, I don't know, but here's what we did. Okay, so the first exercise we did for this particular chest day was dumbbell side delt raises. Okay, been trying to spam the delts recently, trying to work on my lagging shoulders. All right, so I did, first I just did a warm-up set. I'm 35, okay? So, I got to get everything loosey-goosey. And then I did 2 working sets, and I kept my rest intervals to about 1 minute each. And really I was going for lower weights and shooting for something in the range of 20 reps. I just wanted to feel it, right? I just wanted to get a good burn, wake up the shoulders, get all the delts active and firing. Okay, so that's what we did first. Second exercise, did the pec fly machine, aka the pec deck. All right, for this I was shooting for 10 to 12 reps, and it looks like I hit 11, 10, 10 is what I wrote down in my notebook. So I did 3 sets and 2-minute rest intervals. And the thing about pec flies is the execution on pec flies is so critical. Okay, I've done pec flies for years, and I did them wrong for years, to be honest. And like doing them the correct way is so important. Okay, so just think, people say put your shoulders back, right? But you can put your shoulders back and still be kind of rounded forward and turn a pec fly machine exercise or even dumbbell flies into like a delt thing, okay? And I'm doing them for chesticles, right? I'm trying to pump the chest into the stratosphere, okay, like a hot air balloon. So when I'm doing them, I'm not only keeping my shoulders back, but I'm like thinking about pulling my chest up, okay? Like I'm thinking like tall chest, okay? And this cue was really a game changer for me on the pec flies, okay? So I'm thinking tall chest, elbows kind of down, and I'm almost like trying to push the weight push my hands together and push up. Okay, I'm like, ugh. And the thing is, I see this happen all the time, and I did it myself, so I'm not saying this in a judgmental way. Doing them wrong, is super common. You're not gonna. It's not gonna do anything for your chest. If you're doing them correctly, like the way that I do them now, I feel it on the first rep. First rep, I start to get a pump. Okay, so spend some time making sure that your pec flies are right. Okay, so the next exercise I did after that, then I moved into a bigger movement. Okay, my favorite exercise probably ever. Incline barbell bench. And for here, I was shooting for reps somewhere in the range of 8 to 12. I'm still kind of locking in, to get like a consistent reps week to week and what my weight is going to be. So my reps were 11, 8, and 9. And I was dropping the weight down. Okay, my weights were going down. That first set was a real grinder. And again, I did 3 sets of this. I thought it was my main lift of the day. Okay, and I did 90-second rest intervals for these. Actually, you know what? I did 2 minutes for those. Okay, I don't know why that got messed up. Okay, so we're gonna just delete that real quick. We did 2-minute rest on incline barbell bench. Okay, so next exercise we did is I moved over and did seated dumbbell overhead press. Okay, for these I was also shooting for 8 to 12 reps. I did 11 and 11, doing 2 sets, 2-minute rest intervals. And the way that I do these is I'm seated, right? But I try to keep here, let me go large view for a second here. Okay, I try to keep my elbows back as far as I can, kind of like cocked out like this. Because I get a lot more activation in my side delt. At least I feel it a lot more in the side delt. I feel like I could do a lot more weight on seated overhead press if I just had the dumbbells like in front of me basically and kind of did them more like this. But then for me it just feels like mostly a front delt exercise, and I'm really trying to target the side delt. So this is something that I'm trying right now, is trying to stay much more out to the side, kind of getting them like that. Okay, then this is where it gets a little crazy. All right, so there I was. All right, we're gonna pause there. So there I was, thinking that maybe it's time to throw in the towel. Okay, do we conclude today's chest day? Do we just call it a win? I'm already feeling pretty good, feeling pretty loosey-goosey. But then, like a mirage in the desert, I saw a science-based lifter getting some Velcro cuffs out of his bag, and I knew that he was going to save the day. No, I'm just kidding. That's not what I saw. I saw this big dude that I talk to sometimes who can bench 405. So, again, I'm a simple guy, right? So I want to bench more. I go to the guy who benches a lot. So I go over to him and say, hey, man, he's warming up on the bench. I was like, yo, can I work in with you? Broski? Can we get some chesticles in today? I was like, look, man, let me work in with you. Please make me strong, okay? I want to do your chest day, okay? So I jumped in on his chest day. So here's what we did. And really, the only part that I jumped in, which is like the main part of his workout, was flat bench, okay? So not just any old flat bench session. So we did a couple warm-up sets to kind of work into some heavier weights. And then we did a heavy 3x3. So I picked one weight you pick one weight that you're going to do 3 sets of 3 reps. Long 3-minute rest intervals, like minimum, may have even been 3.5-ish. So we did, big, as heavy as I thought I could do. And that last set was like a real grinder. Okay. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to make the last set or not. So the last set was like really, really tough. Okay. There definitely would not have been a 4th rep. That was absolutely, that was as much as I could do. Okay. Like maybe on the first set, I could have gone to like 3, could have gone to like 4 or 5 reps, but the whole point was to do a heavy 3x3 of the same weight. And then after that, we dropped down some weight and we did 2 burnout sets. Okay, so we just did 2 burnout sets that were kind of, in the 10-ish rep range. And for these burnout sets, what he liked to do was alternate grip. So basically, for both of those burnout sets, you do one set where you're slightly wider grip than you would normally do, and then that next burnout set, you do a grip that's slightly narrower than normal, okay, to kind of work everything. It was interesting, okay. It was new, and it felt great. And again, kind of 3 long, at least 3-minute rests in between those. Okay, so that was, then after that I was toast. I was like, look, man, that was delicious. Okay, that was, I am thoroughly moistened and pumped and ready to rock and roll. So I called it after that. Okay, man, so that was a good workout. So here, like I said, I promised you, here's that slide. You can go ahead and take a screenshot of that, and you can save that in your phone, and then you can take this out and whatever. So you have this workout ready to go. You can do it whenever you want. So that's all I have for you today. Like I said, I just had a really, really great chest day. I wanted to share it with you. Give it a try. I hope that it works for you. I hope that you get something out of it. I thought it was a really cool workout because, there was elements of bodybuilding or hypertrophy or, muscular size increasing, whatever you want to call it, and principles of strength building routines, like all mashed into one workout. And it felt amazing. Okay. It was great. So hope you guys have a great day. Hope you enjoyed the video. See you in the next one.